Hi everyone, it's another commute to work video because last time I got quite a lot of good feedback about that one, so I thought I'd do another one, maybe make it a slightly weekly thing. It's another hot sunny day in Warsaw, so as we go I'm going to get gradually more and more sweaty, so I guess content warning for that if you're not a fan of seeing sweaty folk walking around the street. I'm going to try and go somewhere slightly different this time, so you'll get to see a bit of a different view of Warsaw, but ultimately it kind of looks like this where I'm at. So what am I going to talk about today? So actually somebody asked me last time when I asked for some questions about things that I regret, things that I wish I'd done differently. That's an interesting question because on the one hand, as you can imagine, there's probably quite a few things that I would have liked to have done differently, and I talk a bit about that I think in some of my other videos. Opportunities where I could have done a bit more in my life. Often people comment on my appearance and why don't I look more like X and I look like Y, and maybe I could have done more about that as well in the past. I could have prepared myself better for this transitional period. But I think the main thing, if I was going to sort of give it a genre, what do I think I regret most? I think it's not being honest with people. And by that I don't mean necessarily lying. I just mean not being completely honest, being dishonest by just leaving out details and not talking about things which were important and valid to me. I think that's why a lot of the stuff that I've done over the last few years have taken people by surprise. And I know that's meant that my parents, for example, have had to adapt to a lot of things that I've done recently, for better or worse. So I feel like I've kind of given them a lot of food for thought, rocked their worlds in several ways, which I kind of wish that I hadn't done. And I think that on dishonesty through, what's the word I'm looking for? Dishonesty through, I forget, I'll edit it in later. I just put it down here, the title. That's something that I wish I'd done differently. I wish that I'd been a little bit more honest with people in my life previously. I'm really paranoid now that I'm going to forget to press record or just take a picture like I did last time. But so far, so good. I think the last clip of this clip are recording properly. Anyway, so that brings me to the next thing that I just wanted to touch on. And I got a comment in my comment section a couple of days ago, and it's kind of rocked me, I have to be honest. It's made me question if I'm doing the right thing, if by making these videos, that sense, not anything else. It's just whether or not by me doing this, by me broadcasting myself out into the world, am I doing more harm than good? Am I doing it right? Because obviously I want to do good to the world. We all do, right? That's why we do what we do a lot of the time. We want to do what's best. Am I doing what's best? I don't know. And I'm not asking you to put in the comment section, don't worry, Andy, we love you. I suppose what I'm asking for is honesty from my audience. That's not to say that I think I'll stop. I don't know. Because it comes down to like the question, why am I making these videos? What am I doing this for? Is this for me or is this for somebody else? Well, I suppose I started these videos for myself, just to put myself out there. After having lived all my life, 40 or plus years, having to bear a secret and then being able to not just say it out loud to the people around me, but to the world itself, it's incredibly validating, vindicating. And I have to admit as well, the responses I get, positive or negative, feed into that. And there is something, I kind of joke in one of my videos about somebody accusing me of being a narcissist, and I kind of rather sarcastically respond to that. But there is something inherently narcissistic about needing to get the approval of others, even if it's a negative piece of feedback, because in a way that also validates who I am. So Am I making these videos just for myself? I'd like to think that I'm making an impact on the wider world somehow, one person at a time. And also there's a line from a Lana Del Rey song from the album with a very long title, where she asks the universe to not forget her. Don't forget me. It's a recurring mantra almost in that particular song. And it really struck a chord with me. Nobody wants to be forgotten. We all want to be remembered for something. And I'm a keen educator. It's my life, it's my career, it's my passion. And so if I can combine that with this, if I can educate a couple of people just through these conversations, that's quite something, you know? But again, does that make me a narcissist because I can believe I can change the world just through the sheer will of my power? Maybe. So yeah, I know why I started these videos, but why do I continue them? Should I continue them? I guess there's one thing that I hope will always be true, and that is within these videos I remain to be Jesus. Look at this path, by the way. Maybe I took a wrong turn. I don't know. I'm gonna power through, even though these are all stinging nettles. I want you to feel that I'm being completely honest with you. That what you see is what you get. Sometimes that might mean I make some comments or I say some things which come across as naive or ignorant or whatever. But I'm just trying to share my learning and understanding and view of the world. I suppose it's up to you to decide if you want to join me on that conversation or not. Let's go this way, there's people there. So yes, anyway, so my conclusion to all of this is I need to start making videos maybe a little bit more within my area of expertise, let's say. So I've got a few interesting ideas. I've sketched out a few rough drafts. I've started editing another video, which I'm quite keen to get out there into the world. But, you know, on the topic of honesty, I want you guys and girls and folks out there, be as honest as you want with me. I appreciate it. I don't want you to feel that you need to hide behind some kind of wall. You know, I'm sure some of you don't need that that piece of advice, but you know, I welcome it. I welcome feedback. I welcome honesty. I welcome being rocked, to be honest. I think sometimes we shy away from negativity, from feeling sad or guilty or bad or whatever, because obviously they're bad emotions. We don't want to feel those ways, but sometimes it's necessary to change, to grow, and to develop. So, you know, brutal honesty, sometimes there's a place for that in the world. And I think that's something I need to bear in mind as well. I think that's something I've often lacked. I've lacked the courage to be honest in a way that is going to impact others in a negative way, but hopefully that will help them understand me better. I've always struggled with advocating for myself, just because I've never seen maybe myself as being important enough to advocate for. My needs are less important than those of everybody else. I mean, that makes me sound like maybe I view myself as some kind of heroic figure, but I hope that isn't the case. It's more of a question of being a bit of a people pleaser, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, maybe I'll add a bit more to this in a bit, but I'm just gonna recover a little bit and try to get rid of some of the sweat. This is quite a nice little area in this park. Look, we've got some ponds over there. There's frogs that spawn over there. It's quite nice. Dogs splashing there sometimes. A bit early for dog walking though, I think. I suppose to finish off, got a little, I don't know, summary message or something like that. And it's funny because I get comments about my appearance, and it's almost like people take offence at seeing me in their feed. I guess that's one of the reasons why I make this video, because I do exist. This is how I look. This is who I am. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but it's just the way it is, you know? Like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna stop existing just to make you more comfortable because my appearance doesn't quite match what you expect or what you demand of public figures. And I suppose by being on YouTube, I am willingly making myself a public figure, which is a strange thought, really, because I much prefer being low-key and flying under the radar. But here I am. Maybe that's another reason why I make these videos, just to explore that sense of operating in a purely public space, a place that I have no control over. People come to me from all sorts of places. I have no idea why or how they reach my channel a lot of the time. But I welcome their comments, I welcome their views, of course. Maybe by being exposed to people like me, they might have their universes rocked and shook, and growth can happen there as well. I don't know. Anyway, super sweaty, so I'm going to sign off. Thanks for joining me on this commute. Another hot day, storms later hopefully, so maybe I'll tack that on to the end of this video if it happens. Take care, all the best.